Now we're getting into October 11th. They changed our job. They changed our shift. We usually had either now I'd start times from like 4 to 12. It was like 5 to 1. Um, doing various things. We had to take. I had to take individuals over to New Lisbon, drop the officer along with the inmates off at New Lisbon, drive back, do my job within the jail, whatever. It was like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You do what you have to do, right, for the start times. So instead of those or the operations lieutenant taking the least senior um, in the GA pool, they take the most senior two officers, which was myself and another officer that's now terminated, that can't get a job because he's got street charges, and the state is just sitting there allowing them to do it. They've been out of work for approximately 2 years now, and Department of Corrections is just allowing them to sit out there, all because of two individuals that they wanted terminated. So what's going to happen with that? The New Jersey Department of Corrections, you got, I could speak of, you got 5 good officers, at least 4 good officers that should have never been terminated, in my opinion, right? Sergeant is questionable, and you got another sergeant that watched the whole incident filming, but he still has his job. But these 6 other individuals are still out of work. How come that person with the video camera, sergeant, that's now a lieutenant, how come he wasn't terminated? Was it because he was who he's connected with and who his wife was? Absolutely. It's exactly the reason. So they changed our hours, myself and my partner, to 7:30 to 3:30, because they were trying to get at me. They were trying to harass me and, trying to get me over the edge. But what ended up happening was I ended up having a heart attack on the job because of it. And then complications from the initial heart attack, I had a second heart attack, which nobody else knows, but I'm going to put it out there. So here we go. So after I got my hours changed, I went immediately down and found out where the majors were. The majors were in the metal shop. They were having a barbecue, a picnic, if you will. They had shrimp, they had steak. Nobody else was invited, just a very select few, like the Good Old Boys Club. They were the only ones that were invited. Well, some of the Good Old Boys Club. So I went in there, asked to speak to, was it Major Pretty Boy? Yeah, Major Pretty Boy. Asked to speak to him. I talked to him, and so on and so forth. I told him how I asked him, what was going on. He told me, because there was questions in the past, like, were they going to change our hours? He kept on saying, no, they're not going to. You don't have to worry about it, so on and so forth. But I know he knew, and the reason why I know he knew is I'm going to tell you in a second. So after I left, not satisfied with what he had said, I left. He walked into the metal shop, and the reason why I know this is because one of the officers that are in the metal shop had told me. It wasn't the officer that his wife was always cheating on him, or the other officer that works for the state too. It wasn't the guy that was an alcoholic. It wasn't the guy that is now married and is retired. And it wasn't the guy that's retired now either. But it was one of you guys that were there. That I can assure you. So the guy reaches out. So he goes, he walks in. to where everybody's sitting, including the metal shop employees, the civilians. And he says, I don't know why he's so mad at me. I didn't change his hours. Major Coward did. But he said his real name. So as soon as that happened, I got a phone call that night. And I was like, you got to be shitting me. So, like I've been saying all along, Major Coward had it out for me. He was the one that changed my hours. But from my understanding, it's not only for the good of the institution, but it's got to get approved from the 001 committee, I believe, something of that nature, and it never was. So they changed it because they wanted to harass me and my fellow officer. So what we did was we called downtown. We had the area PBA rep come down. Spoke to him on the phone. Told him a little bit about what was going on. He came in like the next day. That rep didn't stop and talk to myself or my partner. He went into the Administrator Snake or Don Juan. He walked out. The PBA rep walked out for our area. Tried to get in his car, but we're waiting for him outside. And we confirmed, like, hey, what's going on? Like, how come you didn't talk to us before you went in there? We have so much more to tell you. So on and so forth. He's like, well, listen, he's not going to change it. That's the way it is. And we can't do anything about it. That's what he has said to me. So come to find out, I found out from another source that from actually another PBA person that was in the circle, the inner circle at that time, that PBA rep and that administrator were best friends on the street, that they talked all the time. And pretty much, that's the reason why he didn't do anything for us. Because in Department of Corrections, whether you want to believe it or not, it's who you know. It's, who you sleep with. And that's how you move up. And sometimes it's even how much you fuck up is how you move up. And that's it, guys. That's it for tonight. Listen, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And the down and dirty is getting there. I'm going to put this on record, too. I have not gotten pulled over in probably about 4 years now, 5 years. I haven't gotten in trouble. And God knows how long. I do everything right on the street, guys. Knock on wood, right? Clean disciplinary record in Department of Corrections instead of only one little thing. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. No skeletons in my closet. Nothing at all. So with that being said, I know everybody's skeletons. Now, if you had something to do with the termination, I guess you're going to find out, right? But if you didn't, you got no worries. Like I said, there's a lot of good people in the Department of Corrections. And I'm just naming a few that were bad individuals, I feel. And they weren't, bad to everybody, but they were bad to a significant amount of people that the people that I had issues with, a lot of other people had problems with it too. It wasn't just me. There was other people also. Did I have a target on my back? I had a target on my back because I had a mouth and I spoke up for what was right. And that's what they have a problem with. When you speak up for what's right and what past practice has been, they don't like it, guys. They do not like it at all. So, tip of the iceberg. And we're going to get down and dirty. Like I said, down and dirty's already in there, right? I'm going to expose a lot more. Because I know some people want to expose me. But there's nothing else to expose, guys. No skeletons. There's nothing. So good luck. Have a good night. And I will see you again. Take care of yourselves. Be good.